Good evening, afternoon, morning, depending on where you are, everyone, and welcome to Randomania and some Zelda Randomizer action. I am Random Effect with you alongside Gary and Old Wolf. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, Random?
Doing very well this afternoon. This afternoon for me. We have another match of the Zelda Randomizer Battle Royale Tournament Series. This is a tournament series that was created by myself and Redbird Grad as mini tournaments throughout the year in which 8 to 10 players start off, and each week they play the same flags at the same time of the day, and every week the last place finisher is eliminated, a la Battle Royale style. And so we are down to the top 4 here for Boomstick Fun, who the tournament organizer of Boomstick Fun is actually Gary and Old Wolf. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Boomstick Fun going on today?
Sure. One of the first things you'll notice is we'll have full start shuffle, so the start screen could be just about anywhere in Hyrule. Another thing is there'll be a random number of Triforces required to enter level 9. I believe it can go anywhere from 0 to 8.
Yes, that's true.
The other thing you'll notice is the enemies will be 0 HP, so they can kill them with a boomerang or with a candle flame or with anything.
And that includes bosses?
Includes bosses except for Ganon. And the other thing you'll notice is, of course, the boomstick is enabled, which means if the player finds both the wand and the book, you will be able to do bomb explosions instead of a candle flame when you shoot the wand.
Nice.
And then the only other thing that's really a big thing is Ganon might be required, but he might not be. I believe it's a 50% chance.
Yes, that is correct. And so another thing that looks like it's 50-50 is forcing the red ring and the silver arrow to 9 may or may not be required, or may or may not happen like it does in the vanilla game. We see right off the bat that the boomerang is the white sword item.
And that appears to be at Monocle Rock.
Yeah, and we also saw 1 rupee bombs right near the starting location, which is really nice for all these runners.
Oh yeah, that's huge. And of course right now, I'm sure they're all looking for the sword and for level 9, so we can find out how many Triforces they need.
Yeah, we are working on community hints here. However, the only thing that will not be a community hint is the old man at the beginning of level 9 will tell you exactly how many Triforces you need unless you already have that amount of Triforces, and then it will open up automatically. So if these runners go into level 9 with 0 Triforces and it opens automatically and there's no old man there, it is 0 Triforces to enter. Ganon may or may not be required, which means you could just go into level 9 potentially and save Zelda and win in a matter of minutes. We just don't know what's going to happen right now. What we do know is Catastrophe is in level 1, and I believe he also found level 6 over near the it's the shop that we use in vanilla to buy the arrows over by the lake.
Where it looks like it's marked. I missed whenever they went in there.
Yeah, so 2 early levels for Catastrophe over here, whereas other runners are kind of picking up resources in the northeast and trying to explore what they can.
And it looks like level 2 is in the bomb spot by the Armos near vanilla level 2. Yep,
and Panzer Dave just actually, I think somebody else probably found this earlier. I mean, they all have, I think. I just missed it. But the heart container is the Armos item.
Yes, and I saw the large secret is 139, which means they should be able to buy anything they might need.
Yeah, that's really nice. Especially with bombs being 1 rupee there, they can afford to spend more money on meat or arrows or even something like a shield or a blue ring if they felt like it. With 139, a blue ring is definitely an impossibility here.
Oh, I see. Apparently the starting screen is Monocle Rock.
Yes, it is.
Boomerang was in vanilla level 2.
Yep, and we have Dave going into level 2 here. He's going to see if he can find that floor drop item. We are dealing with first quest dungeons and shapes, if I do believe that's correct.
Yes, that is correct. There's no second quest anything on.
Gotcha. So yeah, we will still have the normal items of 2 items in level 1, 1 item in levels 2 through 7, 2 items in 8, and 2 items in 9. So yeah, all these runners in this flag set with random Triforces, one of the first things you probably want to try to do is find level 9. Exploration is more key than usually dungeon diving, depending on what you want to do. Like if they don't have a sword right now, going dungeon diving could result in a wand or a sword, or even something like a ladder that could get them a wand or a sword, or to traverse into level 9. I've seen some of these seeds. I've played them out to where they I have beaten them without even getting a sword. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's very much a possibility, especially with Ganon not necessarily required.
Yeah, and level 2's shape was fairly linear with very few keys and not a lot of bombs. Panzer Dave is deciding not to explore too much of level 2 right now. Maybe he wants to get a sword before he goes back in, if he goes back in at all. Meanwhile, Sis Crusher has found 6 and found the staircase in 6 that Catastrophe had found a little bit earlier. No items yet, except for the Armos and the White Sword.
And the White Sword item is 6 hearts.
Ouch. And that boomerang would be really, really useful in this flag set.
Yes, I haven't played a bunch of these seeds, because I was involved in the tournament. We started with 10 people. I was actually the first one eliminated, but boomerang is very useful in this flag set.
All right, the magical key, and actually Panzer Dave picked up the ladder. I didn't even see that. That must have been in level 2.
Yeah, that must have been. I missed him pick it up as well.
It might have been really quick. So Panzer Dave having a ladder and an any key within the first 6 minutes of the game is really nice.
That's something that you want no matter what the flag set is.
Yeah.
And Jader is saying in chat, the ladder was in a pancake in level 2. Which, of course, pancake, for those that don't know, is what we call the likes.
Yeah, so all of our runners now moving towards just exploration here. Panzer Dave is sitting really nice. He's got a lot of rupees now after that 139. He's got items to start exploring everything, and is building up his count really nicely to get a ton of bombs. Gets a candle as well, so he is pretty much set on exploration for the most part. And I wouldn't be surprised if Panzer Dave now it makes a exploration break for level 9.
Yeah, I would not be surprised either. I know Panzer Dave is one that loves to play swordless, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't pick up the wood sword, or doesn't really look for the wood sword unless he just happens to come across it.
Yeah. I bet he'll come across it in his exploration towards 9 at some point. As we see, Sis Crusher actually just deciding to take the candle in the Take Any You Want cave south of the desert.
Yeah, that's something I know I personally usually do in this type of flag set, where it's 0 HP enemies. Grab the candle as soon as you can.
Yep. Dave finding level 4 in the forest, decides not to enter. He's gonna, like we said, he's gonna prioritize finding level 9. But no other runner, I believe, has the ladder, so no other runner going into level 2 as Dave did.
I think that's something that I don't think most of our runners are that great with swordless, so they're probably waiting till they get a sword before they explore anywhere.
True. And now Dave actually gets his 6th heart container and is going straight for that boomerang, I think. Or maybe not. I thought he was.
Yeah, looks like he's heading there.
Oh, it's in vanilla level 2. Sorry, I thought it was in the Heart Rock. So I was a little confused. We got a staircase in 4. And just a transport.
Which means level 4 is segmented.
Yep, Dave's picking up that boomerang, so now he's got a ranged weapon, and he's got a really nice, powerful weapon in the bombs. So he is good to go for a while, especially knowing Dave, he's good to go for a while.
Oh yeah, and there's no enemies now that he can't kill, except for like Goma or one of the other bosses that require specific weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I think gorillas are really the only main dungeon enemy that I've seen on the overworld, and Stalfos. Which means they're going to have, from what I've seen, it looks like they'll have Lionels, Wizrobes, and Darknuts in the dungeons.
Yep, and we got a bunch of people in levels right now, but Panzer Dave actually found a level 8 at vanilla level 8. Decides not to explore it at all. He's just marking them, probably just marking them down. Like I said, he wants that level 9. That's what he wants, baby.
Yeah, he wants 9. He doesn't want to have to go through too many dungeons unless he absolutely has to.
Yeah, especially with 0 HP enemies, and he's already got the ladder and the any key. Those would be like the only 2 items I would ever dive dungeons for before finding level 9 in the flag set like this. So he's already got everything he needs. All right, Sis Crusher also finding level 8. Deciding against it as well, just saying, nope, I'll just mark that down, keep it in the memory bank, but we're going to keep exploring. Nobody's ventured too far past, like, the eastern half of Hyrule for the most part. It's been very interesting. All 4 of our runners have not gone really into the Deadwoods or the Graveyard area.
It looks like Dave is trying to HUD scroll.
Yeah, he's trying to add a little swagger there, but it's not getting it, and so just decides, I'll just walk this.
Looks like Captain Green was trying to get a door to open in level 1. And all he finds is Wizrobes in that room.
Yeah, level 1 does not look as tempting in this flag set right now as it usually does. But here we do have Captain Green into the Dead Woods finally. Sis Crusher might find his ladder.
And it looks like Captain Green just found level 5 in the bomb spot in the very, very bottom southwest.
All right, so a lot of levels. We are only missing level 3, 7, and 9.
I believe that's what we're missing, and of course level 9 is the important one.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and Sis Crusher is now leaving level 2 before he gets his ladder. I know Dave went through that red Wizrobe room, but he is deciding against it.
Which, truthfully, with not having a sword, I don't blame him. Wizrobes are not the easiest to deal with when you don't have a sword.
Meanwhile, Catastrophe is into level 4. He's going to find that transport staircase. See if he keeps digging. He's going to keep going. No runner has picked up a Triforce yet. It's something that if they stumble across, they won't pass up. But still got to stumble across it.
Yeah, usually once they get a sword, then you might see some runners go ahead and just clear some dungeons out while they're there. But without a sword, unless they're very confident with swordless, they're not likely to clear the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, it looks like even the medium seeker is pretty good. It's 31. I don't think I've seen a small secret, though.
I have not either. Catastrophe is digging level 4 with just a candle in some of these rooms with the ropes. He's not getting very lucky on the groupings just because of the way the dungeon room layouts are. And I think he's going to say, yeah, this is going to take way too long. Meanwhile, Captain Green found level 7.
Yeah, he found level 7 at the bomb spot underneath the Vanilla Any Road up in the grave area.
Okay. So yeah, we're just missing level 3 and level 9. Panzer Dave is in level 9, and he is in. It is 0. It is an open 9, 0 Triforces. Dave is in with the ladder and the any key. This could be really, really big if Ganon is not required.
Right. So what he's going to be looking for now is either find Zelda by stumbling across her, or find the compass so he knows where she is.
Yeah, I think in these flag sets right here, you'll be seeing the runners kill enemies in the room to see about floor drops to get the compass, because that could be a lot bigger than it would be if Ganon was required, and you would just kind of stumble across Zelda anyway with the shutter door, because Zelda can be anywhere in these flag sets.
That's correct. And of course, with the hints being community, there will not be a hint telling you what is guarding the compass.
Mm-hmm. All right, so all of our other runners are at 5 hearts and cannot get that boomerang, and no other runner has found a level 9. This is crazy.
And I didn't even see where level 9 was.
I think it's on Candle Row, because he was near level 1, so I think it's on Candle Row south of Vanilla level 1. That's my guess. I didn't see it exactly either, but that's where he was. Yeah, there it is. It's on the map. Candle Row.
So considering where they started, that's actually a pretty decent spot. It's not that far from the start screen.
It is not, but they didn't get a candle until fairly recently. I mean, we're only 16 minutes into the sea. This is crazy. We are 16 minutes into the sea. Dave is in 9 and looking for the princess. Dave trying to kill this Lamola here. He could just leave the room. Decides to take it out and grab the bombs. Yeah, there it is. Catastrophe's in.
We just found it.
And Captain Green is the only one with a sword right now. I didn't even see where that was.
Oh, I didn't even realize he picked it up.
He must have found it over in the grave, I think, because he was the only one that was in that area, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, so he's going to find, if he keeps digging here, he's going to find his ladder, and then he's going to get an any key, and he's going to be in a very similar position to Dave right now, except for having a sword. As we mentioned, the bow cannot be in 9, so if Ganon is required, they will have to leave level 9 to get the bow. There are the silvers.
Silvers are in 9.
So that means it's a good chance that the red ring is also in here. Not guaranteed, but a very, very strong chance that the red ring and the silver arrows are forced to 9. So yeah, here we go. Dave looks like he might have found Ganon there. Yeah, he found Ganon because that was a dark room, and that in shapes that can only be Ganon.
That means if he determines that Ganon's required, he already knows where he is.
Yeah, but he'll have to leave for a sword and the bow, and then still find the silvers in here, because I don't think he was been taking staircases to get the silvers. Meanwhile, Catastrophe is in here. He does not have any keys.
And
0.
His Crusher just found the wood sword. I didn't catch where it was.
Okay. Yes, Volks Bros. Battle Royale. This is a tournament series that we've created for Zelda 1 Randomizer, in which players, up to 10 players, start off a mini tournament, basically. And each week they run the same flags, and each week the last placed finisher is eliminated. And right now, we are down to the final 4 of Boomstick Fun, this tournament actually created by my co-commentator Gary and Old Wolf. Do you want to answer that question for Deferret in the chat, Gary?
Sure. What we have is it's actually random number of Triforces, which in this case I believe turned out to be 0 Triforces. So because of that, as soon as they found 9, it was open.
Yeah, so there is a setting in the randomizer to say, well, you know, the vanilla game wants you to have 8 Triforces going into level 9. We're just going to randomize that. And it turns out that this seed, it was 0. What's also happening here is that Ganon may or may not be required, and we are trying to figure that out. We know that the silver arrows are in 9. The bow will not be in 9. But Panzer Dave was the first one in. Catastrophe's in here as well, trying to figure out if they can just get to the kidnapped or not. Dave finding a little bit of a path, but doesn't help him too much because it's in an area he's already been.
Right, and another thing is, as was mentioned earlier, we have community hints on, so there will be no hint telling them where the compass might be.
That is true.
And I believe one of the other hints is what area of 9 Zelda is actually in, so they will not get that hint either.
So Captain Green picked up his ladder. He is headed towards the coast to get that any key. He also got the Triforce in level 2, our only Triforce so far. Not required, but he doesn't know that yet because he is the only one, I believe, that has not, or one of the ones that has not found level 9. And Dave is exploring a lot of level 9, trying to figure it out.
Siskrusher is getting the fun of dealing with Wizrobes and Bubbles in the same room. Which, of course, a bubble, if you have a sword and the bubble hits you, it takes away your sword for a small amount of time.
Yeah, Dave is bombing his way to any new area that he can get to. And this is bad. He is down to half a heart against Patra and takes a death on a shutter door, no less. That could be Force Ganon showing where Zelda is, but he will not know that because he doesn't have a way to damage Patra right now.
And of course, Catastrophe doesn't have a sword or the boomerang, so he's having to use bombs and candle to be able to kill stuff in 9. For those that missed it earlier, the boomerang was the white sword item, and it was 6 hearts to pick it up. And it looks like Siskrusher is close to picking up the Triforce in 2.
Yeah, Catastrophe is dangerously dancing with the keys there, and unfortunately takes a death. Yeah, Siskrusher picks up his ladder and level 2 Triforce. Meanwhile, Captain Green is in level 4. Dave finds the silvers. That's a big clue. So we mentioned that for those just tuning in, the flags to have the red ring and the silver arrows forced into level 9 was a 50-50. We've only found the silvers in level 9, which makes it a good chance that the red ring is also in here, but that is not guaranteed, as silvers could be in level 9 by chance if the items are randomized. Or if the level 9 items are randomized.
And also, the enemies are 0 HP, so red ring would help a lot, but they're able to kill stuff very easily.
Yeah, red ring not required for these guys. Volksburg. Sorry, go ahead. Are you going to answer that question?
Yeah, I was going to go ahead, unless you want to answer it.
No, go ahead.
Volksbros, technically the only item required to beat level 9 is bombs or candle, depending on what enemies you have to get around. It's possible that Ganon will be required, and if he is, then you will also need a sword, the bow, and the silver arrows.
Yeah, and having bombs and candle required is not really required. They're just helpful. Literally, this could have been... Level 4 has the bow, as we were just being told in chat. So this could have been it was 0 Triforces to enter level 9. This could have been over about 10-15 minutes ago if Ganon was not required and Zelda would have happened to be in the first room, which is a possibility. So as you see, these guys are still exploring. They have no sword, no bow, but they are exploring to try to find a compass and or Zelda just to end this. Meanwhile, Sis Crusher is in level 4 as well. If he keeps digging, he might find his sword. Or sorry, his bow, excuse me. Dave is trying to explore the northwest corner. There's the compass!
Alright, so now we know where Zelda is. Now, has Dave been to that area yet?
I don't know. His map is a little sparse up there. He might look. He has been very close. He's been on the right side of it, but not the left. And that means if he can bomb in from the right or get in from the left or the south, he is good to go. Sis Crusher picking up the bow in 4.
So we got 2 people in 9, both have the silver arrows, but no bow. And then we got 2 people with the bow that have not found 9 yet.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting if Ganon turns out to be required. We will know shortly as Dave is making his way towards the kidnapped.
And Dave's making very good use of that boomerang. And I have to agree with Wolfman. At this point, it's feeling very much like a required seed.
We will find out. He's trying to get up there. He's got a lot of Patras guarding his way. He's down to half a heart now. Just trying desperately to get there. Actually, it is not. There's a key door right in there. There we go. Panzer Dave down to half a heart. Can't take a death on the fire. Panzer Dave finishing in first place. 25 minutes, 47 seconds. He is your winner, I guess, if you want to say that, but there's really no difference between first and third in here. It is all about not being last.
Right, so now I'm sure that makes Catastrophe probably feel better, seeing as he's already in 9. Of course, he doesn't know that the other 2 are not in 9 yet.
One big thing to point out there, so Catastrophe is in 9. It is an open, Ganon not required. However, what is required is the ladder.
Oh, right.
Zelda was in the Chevy room.
That was a Chevy room.
Yes. So Catastrophe might find her, but then is going to have to go to level 2 to get the ladder. Everybody else has the ladder already. And if Captain Green keeps going this way, he's going to find level 9. And he is going to have everything he needs. He's not going to leave level 9 if he gets to keep going south. But he goes north of level 1, or vanilla level 1. So yeah, this is bad news for Catastrophe.
What he needs is to find that compass or just happen to find that room up there to find out that he needs the ladder.
Yeah. Captain Green actually buying the magical shield here. So yeah, the problem also is I don't know if there was another way to enter that room at all, but that Zelda's room was a key door. And look at Catastrophe's keys right now.
Oh wow, he has a 0 count. And to answer the question in chat, Bulk Bros, the ladder was in level 2 inside of a like.
Yeah, so Dave just played this superbly. Didn't need a sword. Went to level 2, got a ladder, then immediately got a magical key. Just all sorts of nonsense on Dave's side to help him progress. And here is the door, I believe. Yep, there's Oh,
No,
well,
he's
not right here. He has to go up, left, up.
2 rows to the right.
Yeah, but he has a key. I don't know if he'll decide to use it. But he has a key. If he goes to the left, if he bombs to the left, he will find the key door to get to Zelda. He does not.
Or if he kills those keys and goes up, he might have a bomb hole available up there or a door up there.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to the doors, if there was doors left or right in Zelda's room. Sis Crusher is right near level 9. He is going to go into level 9. Reminder, he has the bow and the ladder, and he is going to be cruising because he knows that the silvers may be in here and Ganon may or may not be required. So once he keeps his exploration and finds those silvers, he is not leaving level 9. So yeah, here you go. Sis Crusher sees it's open. We're going.
Oh, it's back in the staircase.
All right. There was no door to the left, so if he's not going to bomb, maybe he will try to bomb out of here because he can't get out of here anyway. He might try to bomb. He's going to try to bomb these keys. The bomb hole!
Ooh, and he got the bomb hole.
Oh, baby, but he's gonna find out that he can't get there. He doesn't have the ladder. Wow. That's really good, though. He knows Ganon is not required, and the ladder is not in here. He needs to just find the ladder. He's gonna go, and the good news for Catastrophe is the ladder is in level 2. That is a level that you want to check before all others.
Right, but how long will it take of the thing to go back to level 2?
Well, he's probably going to go to level 1 if he hasn't found it already. He's probably trying to figure out level 1. It's a really small dungeon with 2 items, and level 1 is over in this area. So once he finds level 1 and maybe a sword, he will probably traverse back to level 2.
Meanwhile, the other 2 runners are both in 9 with ladder and bow and picking up the silver arrows.
Yeah. So this Catastrophe is on a clock, and unfortunately he finds level 1. It's not going to be the dungeon for him.
He has to hope he makes the right decision once he discovers that it's not in here to go back to level 2.
Yeah. And even then,
exactly where to go.
Even then, it might not be enough. Because there is a key door to get into Zelda, and both our runners on the right, Sis Crusher and Captain Green, both have the Any key, the magical key. So they won't be not using key doors, really, in this dungeon.
Which can sometimes be a bad thing when you can just use any key that you want, when sometimes that's not the right path to get there.
Yeah. But always it doesn't limit you is the good thing. Because I've done it plenty of times where if I'm low on keys, I don't want to use one to progress, and it might be the right way.
Ooh, bomb upgrade, 121 rupees.
Ouch. All right, so still with no sword, no ladder, Catastrophe is on the clock. Sis Crusher is very close to Zelda. He needs to go a little bit further west, but he is close. Catastrophe just got to hope that he finds both these items in level 1 or gives up as quickly as possible.
Well, if Sis Crusher tries a bomb hole, he finds it, because that was the room that Catastrophe bombed from. And
Alright,
so that in that top room, that would have been the one.
Yeah, but this one works if he goes up, up.
Oh yeah, this Patra was in a Chevy room as well.
Yep. If he goes up, it's up, up. Let's see. Does he decide to go up? Looks like it. Here we go. Sis Crusher coming in second place in this race with an official SRL time of 33:16. Nice run.
Get your GGs out in chat.
And now the sweating begins. Both these runners, if they're watching the IRC, have seen that they are the last two. And it's all about Captain Green just finding the right path. And he's having a little trouble. Catastrophe is having a little trouble in level 1 with these whiz robes. No bombs, no keys, no sword. What do you do?
This is a case of me personally. I'd be leaving and trying another level. And answer the question in chat. This is 0 HP enemies and bosses except for Ganon.
Yeah, and Captain Green, he is making his way west. He bombs right here. He is not yet. I don't blame him. There's a lot of ways to still go. Catastrophe is leaving level 1 now. Here comes the bomb. Bomb hole there.
I believe that's
Captain Green is
hole.
2 rooms away. But he does have a potion, which is really nice. He's down to half a heart.
That's always a scary situation. Half a heart fighting a Patra.
If he goes up, he's got it. And I don't see why you wouldn't. Or not. He turns around.
Does he remember it's possible Ganon?
I don't know. I don't know. But he turned around. He was 1 room away.
And all this is doing is giving Catastrophe a chance to catch back up.
That's right. And Catastrophe is...
the book.
Yep. And there's...
Burn Push by Vanilla level 7.
Deciding on keys being important here, which is not a bad play. I'm really surprised that he's not going into level 2. I'm pretty sure... I think he found level 2, and maybe he's just trying to search for a sword at this point as well. Yeah, Fred, Ganon is not required, but they don't know that. It's a 50-50 right now. Oh, yeah. Sorry, he might assume Ganon's required. And he found Ganon. Has the bow. Has the silvers.
And uses the potion right away. I don't blame him there.
Yeah, and Ganon is not in the 0 HP, so he is going to take 15 wooden sword hits. But this could be bad if he thinks that Ganon's required. He's not going to search that room until he finds the compass, probably. Yeah, meanwhile, Catastrophe is in level 7.
Yeah, he went back to 7.
That is a really interesting play. Maybe he's trying to metagame this or something. Because going into level 7, which is one of the larger dungeons for 1 item, is an interesting play at this point. Meanwhile, Captain Green taking down Ganon with 2 hearts left. And remember, the compass is actually in the northeast, so he is nowhere near Zelda and nowhere near the compass currently. By the way, the small secret is 15 rupees.
Wow, so all 3 were good secrets.
Meanwhile, Dave is doing Tetris strats. Alright, so now 2 fairies on Captain Green's side. Really nice. Decides not to get the other fairy. That's very interesting.
Yeah, what he really needs to happen is find that compass to get him to go back to where Zelda is.
Yeah, and he is nowhere near any of that, and that just is giving Captain Green more time. Captain Green is now searching for the. He's got to be just searching for the sword.
Yeah,
there it is.
Finding it now.
Death Mountain sword. Wow.
And there's the save. I bet he goes to level 2 now.
Nice. All right. So this could get interesting. Because if Captain Green is thinking that he's looking for a shutter door, he will not find Zelda before finding the compass.
And was the compass just laying on the ground, or did you have to kill the room first?
It was laying on the ground. It was
at least
in the
that's going for him, because he may
Yeah.
not be killing enemies unless there's a shutter door.
I would still kill enemies for the floor drops, because he doesn't know that the compass is on the floor.
Right.
But he is going towards the northwest, which is pretty much the last area that he has to do. And Catastrophe is mowing through level 2 now with his newly acquired sword. And whenever he finds his ladder, he is going straight back to level 9. Captain Green taking a staircase. Leads him very, very close to Zelda.
He's going back to that bomb hole. Is he going to go back up and check that room?
If he goes,
check?
He might. Here he goes. He's going north. He's going north. Is he finally thinking that, yeah, this might have been her the whole time? Yes, he does. And Captain Green finishing. And what an exciting match. 40-18 official SRL time. Could have been, I don't know, about a 36-minute time or so. And Catastrophe, if he's checking the IRC, has seen that things just did not work out for him this seed. Had into 9, second person into 9, no sword, no rang. Found Zelda and just could not finish the game without that ladder.
That's a very heartbreaking thing to know that you were that close, but you were missing a one required item.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be able to get there pretty quick now because he knows exactly where she is.
Yeah, he won't be too long here to finish up, and that's... If he would have gone to level 2 first, it could have been a different story. It really could have.
Especially with Captain Green not checking the room where Zelda was right away.
Yeah. Down to half a heart. You might have to go through some Patras. He's got to be a little careful.
I think he killed that Patra.
Did he kill the one? There's one there, though. Did not kill that one. And there it is. So yeah, we'll get Catastrophe finished up here shortly whenever he gets right along through this level 9. He knows where Zelda is. He knows where to go. So GG to all the runners here. It's a really exciting match for this this flag set. 0 Triforces to enter, non-required Ganon. Sword being in probably the last spot that everybody would look. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think of all the seeds that we've done, this was the first one in this series that was 0 Triforces required and no Ganon required. Ooh, that Patrick gets them again.
So this was the final 4 of this group, J.K. Allen. Moving on to next week will be Panzer Dave, Sis Crusher, and Captain Green in the top 3. Catastrophe 573 here will be eliminated, is eliminated today from this tournament. But there are more tournaments going on for these Battle Royale series. We actually have a top 4 match tomorrow for Random Triforces Fun. That is a tournament that I created. And I am still left in it along with JSR, Theorwolf, and Zarnax42. That will be tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern on Randomania. I'm not sure which Randomania it's on, but it is on Randomania. And Catastrophe has forfeited from the race. He knows. He knows.
And so while we have a chance, everybody should give these runners a follow. They put on a good show for you. Unfortunately, Catastrophe not able to finish out the seed. But also give my co-commentator Random Effect and Wolfman 2000, our restreamer, and Dude, who was doing a great job tracking for us, a follow as well.
Yeah, let's see if we can get maybe some people in here real quick, since this was a pretty quick seed to give a talk. I don't know if we can fit all of them in here, but we'll try to get some of them. And I see Catastrophe in the waiting room. I cannot pull him over. There we go. We are joined by Catastrophe. Unfortunately, eliminated tonight on a crazy, crazy seed. Go over this with us real quick.
That stupid ladder.
Yeah. You could probably tell you were actually the second person into 9. You were the number 2 person into 9. A little bit less equipped than Panzer Dave, our winner. Panzer Dave was swordless as well, but had the ladder, had the any key, had the boomerang, and could fly through 9 a bit better.
The ladder, I would have had the any key for sure. And that boomerang, how about that boomerang taking 6 when I had 5? Like,
Yep. Everybody tried it at 5. Everybody tried it at 5. I think everybody tried it at 4 as well.
Yeah, so I saw Panzer Dave. So I found Zelda after. So Panzer finished at 25 minutes, and that gave me my clue that Zelda was free. So I kept searching 9 for Zelda. And then I found her in a ladder block. And then I'm like, how? Because the ladder can't be in 9. Because if the ladder could be in 9, I would assume then that, you know, Panzer had found the ladder in 9 with Zelda. And with some flag sets, that's possible, but not with this flag set.
Exactly.
So I went elsewhere to go find the ladder, and then I figured it had to be in like 1 or 2 or something easy, and I guess I was right. I dug 1 as far as I could without a sword, got a sword. You needed the sword to beat the seed, I think, because there was a shutter room in 2 guarded by Pole's Voice. So you needed the bow or the sword, I think.
You did not. Dave finished without a sword.
Wow, so how did you get the ladder out of 2 without a sword?
I'm not exactly sure if that was a room you needed to go through, because you didn't need the Triforce. I don't know if that was towards the... you didn't need any Triforces to enter 9.
Oh, of course not, no.
And,
but I mean, to get the ladder out of 2, you had to...
I don't know how he did it, but he did not have a sword.
Well, must have done it without killing those Pole's Voice then.
Yeah, I never saw what room the ladder was in.
I never saw it either.
Be looking at the right
No, I mean,
check
my map. I had level 2 as like a vertical shoot and then to the right. There must have been another way around it. I'm saying there was a shutter door with Pole's Voice blocking the ladder. So you would have had to get around that somehow. Unless you can bomb Pole's Voice, but I don't think so.
You cannot.
Yeah, you can't. You can't candle. Wand? I think wand and sword are the only thing that damage Pole's Voice.
Yeah, he didn't have the wand. So there was a different way around. There had to have been, because he did not have the sword. So anyway, it looks like we're having a little technical difficulties to get our other runners in the chat, so apologies on that. But maybe that's not a bad thing, because we're going to see those runners next week. We will not see Catastrophe in this tournament series, the Boomstick Fun, but what you do go away with, sir, is a top 4 finish and a point to move on in the tournament series in 2018. I just want to maybe ask, since I started this up and I haven't really asked a lot of people, how are you liking the tournament series so far?
Oh, I like the tournament series plenty, and I love the format. Today's just a bad day to ask because it hurts. I won both Boomstick Fun and Unfamiliar Chaos last week, and I was eliminated from both this week.
Wow.
I went from 1st to 4th, and that hurts because it uses Mario Kart points, 9631, And like a second and a third equals a first, but it takes 3/4 to make a third. So that fourth place point doesn't really mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
I got to do better, and I got to sign up for more. I signed up for Fred Coughlin's Spoiler Fun, but
Nice.
I'm bad at it.
All right, yeah.
So I'm not expecting much out of Spoiler Fun, and none of the other ones have started yet. So I don't know when my next chance to score any points will be.
Yeah, hopefully we can get more tournaments going. We do have a few ongoing right now, and as you mentioned, later tonight is the Spoiler Challenge created by Fred Coughlin. That is not going to be restreamed yet because we're not down to 4 people. That tournament just started up, I believe, last week, or is this the first week?
This week will be the second week.
Okay.
We did play last week. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this Battle Royale is a very fun format. And was it you who thought it up, or was it Redbird Grad?
So Redbird Grad actually came up with the idea as like, a 2-sentence, hey, this might be kind of interesting thing. And then I got bored and was like, you know what, I'll write up a whole tournament structure around this, and created the rules document and the formatting for it to make it make sense. And then see how if people liked it, and it got a good response. So we just decided to start them all up, and we got a couple tournaments started up really quickly. Only a few of them have come into fruition, but we really wanted to just get as many out there, just more consistent races for people to join, and something different as well. We have the nightlies, we have the weekly randomizer race that we're going to do. We have nightly randomizer races, but they're always the same flags. So we wanted to try to create something that was just different and open, and to be what other people wanted it to be.
Yeah, you did good. I like how the runners themselves make the flags for the, like Gary and Old Wolf basically made the rules for this one.
Yep. And we do have our technical difficulties figured out. We have Panzer Dave and Captain Green, 2 of our runners, moving on into the top 3 next week. Let's start with our winner, Panzer Dave. How you feeling?
Good and extremely lucky.
Oh, yes. You were by far and away the leader from start to finish of this entire race. There was no point that you were behind anybody. You and Catastrophe were inside of level 9 searching for Zelda at the same time, but you were much, much better equipped with the ladder, the any key, and a boomerang, whereas Catastrophe did not have that. Catastrophe was actually the second person at 9.
Oh, yeah, I saw the lack of a ladder. I'm like, oh, man, that's cruel just because of where Zelda ended up.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great run. Just kind of did exactly what you needed to do to get through this seed. And swordless, as is your forte, was that just a conscious decision, or you sort of didn't seem like you were going out of your way to search out the sword?
Once I saw that 9 was open, I definitely was like, okay, well, if I run into a patcher, I'm screwed. But ultimately, you can maneuver around 9 quite a bit. So knowing that 0 HP, I had a boomerang, bombs were 1 rupee a pop. It just, I wasn't too concerned about a sword. I figured if I absolutely had to have one, I would go back and find one if there's a patcher that needed killing.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Captain Green is also in here. I'm going to call him Comeback Green for this race. How you doing? And tell us about this race a little bit.
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, I was doing okay until I saw Panzer Dave's finish pretty quickly, and that's when I panicked and I started searching for 9. I just made a beeline for every spot I hadn't explored yet. So I figured it was probably at least a low Triforce count to get in there.
Yeah, and with only the ladder really being required, you and Catastrophe kind of had the ladder at you and Sis Crusher, had the ladder about a similar time. You both finished level 2. You both had the bow and finished level 4 as well, and we're inside of level 9 relatively soonish, together. Catastrophe was in there way before you guys. But unfortunately found the ladder block and could not find the ladder. It was a very tense situation, especially when it got down to just Captain Green and Catastrophe. Whereas Catastrophe is just trying to find the ladder as quickly as possible. Captain Grief trying to find Zelda as quickly as possible. Tell us kind of what was going through your head when you went to the one room south of Zelda, the key door. You had the magical key, but you decided not to enter that door. That's for Captain.
Just a random choice, I guess. I mean, I can't remember which door I did enter, but yeah, I was pretty sad when I finally did find her and realized I had been there like 5-10 minutes prior, probably.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty nervous in 9 because I figured it was probably going to be pretty close for the last spot. So yeah.
Okay. So maybe you were trying to go maybe more towards more rooms rather than kind of close yourself off in a corner or a top area, because Zelda was right near the top.
Yeah, that's probably it. Because I think I started trying to go up as far as I could, and then I just sort of go around the center, I guess. But yeah, I just missed it by one, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were just. I mean, we've had it elsewhere. The runners kind of forget that Ganon may or may not be required. So we were hoping that you were not going to just go searching for shutter doors after you had slaughtered Ganon. I think you were the only one to slaughter Ganon. Just hoping that you would realize that. Like Catastrophe made a comeback and was basically entering level 9, I think, when you finished. It was quite an exciting ending, to be honest, from different perspectives of the runners.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it was fun to watch, at least. It was definitely nerve-wracking playing it.
Yeah, these ones are always a little nerve-wracking because it's not about just finishing. It's not about finishing first. It's just about not finishing last, which is a very different dynamic for this tournament structure. Makes you play hard all the way through, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not sure that we're going to get Sis Crusher in here for a chat, but I do want to thank all of the runners for a really exciting race. This was actually really great to call. Very quick, fast-paced race, and you all are moving on. Well, Catastrophe, unfortunately, no, but Sis Crusher, Panzer Dave, and Captain Green moving on to next week. Top 3. Gary, you got any more for these runners?
No, I don't have anything else other than good GG guys, and congrats to those of you moving on.
And thank you so much to our restreamer Wolfman 2000 and the Randomania crew, our tracker Dude. Very, very good and very alert on the tracking tonight. That was great. So coming up, Randomania will be restreaming these Battle Royale tournaments when they get down to 4 or less people. We have a few tournaments that are doing that. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, Random Triforce is fun. If you enjoyed the Random Triforces tonight, we also have Random Triforces flags tomorrow night. We're down to 4 people. It'll be myself, Random Effect, JSR, Theorwolf, and Zarnax42 on one of the Randomania channels. So check the schedule for where that will be. Randomania 1, Randomania 2, Randomania 3, Randomania 4. I'm not sure. And then we also we will be in the top 2. We are actually down to the top 2 in Unfamiliar Chaos on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. That'll be the finals. Crazy enough, it'll be the finals on Thursday night for that tournament, Unfamiliar Chaos. Another interesting flag set where you're pretty much guaranteed a sword, but all 8 Triforces are required. So very quick combat seed going forward. Not a lot of searching for a sword and getting the seed going. You're going to be going right away. And then, as mentioned, we have other tournaments starting up. If you are interested in participating in tournaments that are in the sign-up forms, or if you have a flag set and want to be a tournament organizer yourself, it's not that hard. Go to challenge.com/2018 Z1R Battle Royale, as is posted in chat. There is a link to create your own tournament, be a part of your own tournament, get signups for your own tournament, and you can create and help organize one, and we could be showcasing you and your runners on Randomania as well. So get in the action. This will be going all 2018 down to a tournament of champions that will be happening in probably late October as a start. based on the points that you gather from all the tournaments that you do. Well, actually, not all, but the top 5 tournaments that you do throughout the year. So join as many tournaments as you feel you want to, as many as you can. They are open to anybody and everybody. So again, thank you so much, Gary, and I'll let you go. I'll let you take us out if you got anything else for us.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Make sure you give our runners a follow once again. Sis Crusher, Captain Green 7, Catastrophe 573, and Panzer Dave. Make sure you follow my co-commentator, Random Effect, and our great restreamer and tracker, Wolfman 2000 and Dude.
Yes, thank you very much, and we will hopefully see you all tomorrow night for more Zelda 1 Battle Royale action. The Random Triforce is fun, coming at your 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.